Good morning, everybody. Today is day 241. It is October 3rd, 2023, and it's 9:58 a.m. in the morning. All right, so I think I finally have made some decisions on the changes that I was telling you guys I'm thinking about making. So let me go ahead and get the treadmill up to speed and get it inclined and everything, and then I'll tell you guys what I have finally decided. Okay. And I think I was right. It's a little chilly out here this morning, and I went ahead and brought my fan out just in case. You know, once you start walking, your body tends to warm up, right? So hopefully that will happen, because right now, as it stands, I have just made myself kind of cold. So I'm pretty sure, give it about 5 minutes and that will not be the case. Okay. Now let's see what speed we're going to get this up to. And it already did a little pause. That's not a good sign, you guys. Okay. That doesn't feel like it's sped up. Okay, that's a little faster. I was about to say I'm going up in speed and it's still going the same speed. So, I don't know. Okay. And I think I decided to walk at 1.5 today because everything is finalized with my hair. And so I don't want my scalp sweating a lot. So let's see if it'll even get up to that. Okay, just 3 more. Just a second, you guys. We're at 2 minutes even. All right, 1 more. Okay, so yes, I know my speed for my walk is at least 2, but like I said, even if I sweat from here down, from here up, I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. Also, I need to get my hair out of this ponytail and get it to where it's going to be kind of like what I'm going to wear for the event. Okay, so first, I'll tell you guys that the fun event is going to see Chris Tucker. So I will be talking to you guys about that later this week. As you guys know, my days are accounted for until that event is over and stuff like that. So the 7th or the 8th is the next time I'll end up walking. Okay, so I'm looking at everything here just to make sure everything's fine. Trying to make sure I don't see like a flash or anything like that. Like I said, obvious sign that the blue light goes out. And that's like my fair warning, it's about to stop. Okay, so I think everything is good. So yeah, I will talk to you guys about that later this week. But I have finally made a decision. I know I've been saying that this is really time consuming. I thought if I'm walking, I might as well record. But like I said, seeing as how my topics are running thin, unless I have like an event I went to or a trip that we took or something like that, or if I just wanted to talk to you guys just about some different things, just chit-chatting with you guys and stuff like that, it's getting harder and harder to come up with stuff to talk about. So yes, I will have to say I'm a little sad, not much, just a little sad that part of my challenge was to have the total amount of videos of the 730. Okay, because remember it was either 730 days, and I realized I couldn't walk on the treadmill every single day. There's other things that come up that I have to do that I came up with making up for those days in advance. And then it came up or it came down to, okay, sometimes I have to walk 3 times a day because I have so many days I have to make it for in advance. And so all of that will still be happening. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can keep that up for the rest of these 730 walks, even though I no longer plan on recording every single one of them. Okay, like I said, number one, it's time consuming. Number two, I thought about, I just realized that the treadmill won't really get a break because I would still be walking. I'm not yet to my weight goal. As you guys know, I'm 6.3 pounds away, and I don't care if I lose more weight. It's just that I don't want to weigh any more than 150. So I will still be walking, still making up for those days that I know I have events to go to or things here around town to do, and I just don't have time to walk that day. And I really don't like walking late in the afternoon because by about 5 or 6, if we can, 7 at the latest, we're pretty much already calling it a day. We're usually almost already in bed. If we're not, we're headed there. So we go to bed pretty early, most of the time. So yeah, so walking at 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon just doesn't work. Most likely I've eaten, and if I haven't, I don't like to eat before I walk because my stomach gets heavy. And then plus I can't eat a lot before 10 a.m. anyway, so it just kind of worked out to work. I guess you say work out or walk in the morning. Because if I eat too much, you guys know it won't stay down anyway. So yeah, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. is kind of around the time where if I were to eat something, then I might be a little bit more okay versus before that. So I just don't even really bother. Plus, I'm not a breakfast person anyway, don't too much really care for lunch, and so I just naturally don't eat a lot. I know that's not a good thing, but it's the truth. Okay, so yes, I'll still be walking every day. Yes, if I have days to make up for in advance, then I will still walk multiple times in one day. So I got to thinking that the amount of walks will still be the same. It's just the videos won't. And I thought that also helped my phone as well, the overall health of the phone. And so I'm thinking it'll just be better. It'll give me more time. Because like right now, you guys, I attacked my laundry the way I attacked our house like 2 weeks ago. And so my last load is in the washer, but it's not a small load. And usually I don't wash big loads. This should be 2 loads. But I was like, I don't have time. I have to get my clothes ready. And so I was like, no. I still have to put them all together for each day so that I won't have to worry about picking out outfits and stuff like that. So I just was like, no, just get rid of all of the laundry. I'll probably start on his after and just go from there and actually put that away as well, which I usually do anyway. And so I'm just going to literally have my hands in clothes all day. No matter what I'm doing, it will be clothes related. So yes. Okay, so the way it's going to work is 1 video a week. That's right. If it falls on a double or triple day, then I'll just record the first video. Okay, I'll probably take a break and then go ahead and walk the second and third time if there's a need for a third walk. And so I'm going to see how that works. Okay, part of the reason why I was recording every time was to make myself walk every time. I don't really like working out anymore, so it was kind of that push. My ear's itchy. You can go ahead and scratch it. But yes, I think now after 241 days plus all the extra days I have that are 4 days in advance, even after October, you know, I still walked for sometime around Thanksgiving. And so I am a bit ahead. If you look at my numbers, you'll see now the 240s, early 240s, and then you're going to see the 260s as well. Okay, so in a sense, I'm a good, let's see, I think I have 11 days ahead. But by November, it will all be caught up. So I thought, so long as I stay with the challenge, then that's fine. So on the video, the one a week, the other thing is, if it's on a day where I have an event where I can't walk, well, number one, I will already have made it for that day, whether I record or not, right? Okay, so if I'm going to be busy, there just won't be a video. Now, I did think about like making up for that video the next day, but I have enough to worry about making up for the days in advance that I won't be able to walk. So if I'm still busy, there won't be a video until the next week. My husband gave me the idea of just doing walks as I have topics, but I don't know. I think that if I have a topic, if it's not time to walk yet, I should just save it for that one video for the week. So I'm gonna see how this works out. Now, I did think if I decide to change my mind, I have 3 days to make a decision. Okay, because the 4th, 5th, and 6th are already accounted for, right? So, I don't know, I don't see myself really changing that because it's not changing the amount of times that I'm going to walk. So I'll end up telling you guys like whatever my topic is. It'll be like a recap. If I said I was going to research, everything will stay the same like that. I also will be telling you guys what days I walked for in between. Okay, so to give an example, let's see here. So today is day 241, right? Tomorrow will be day 242, 243, 244. October 7th will be 245. So if I walk on that day and don't walk again until October 14th, then every day starting from 246 and on, all the way up until the day I record, then I'll let you guys know. It was in between this day and this day. Yes, I did walk for a whole 40 minutes. No, there's no videos, and I'll just go from there. Okay, so like I said, part of me is a little sad because part of the challenge was to record everything, and you would think it's just a few extra seconds to set everything up, but it's the topics part. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go. And if I change my mind, I'll let you guys know. Okay, because I'll probably want to tell you guys about the show, how we liked it, you know, where we stayed, things like that. But yeah, I think that that'll work out better. What's crazy about it is that in the back of my mind, and actually while I'm talking about it, I am thinking like, but you're still out here walking every day. That's a good thing. And in a way, the time it's been taking has been kind of somewhat of a bad thing, right? I know when it comes to our health, we should just do what we have to do. But I was thinking, when my husband thought I was saying I was only going to walk once a week, I wasn't thinking about walking once a week, but maybe like 2 or 3 times a week every other day. Of course, that will push me out. And I did forget to say, hey, I know for sure that this is the last day of the challenge. To count 730 days from February 2nd of this year. Okay, so I haven't done that yet. Okay, so maybe sometime within the next couple of days, I'll calculate, right? Because I'll still have my phone, and so I'll have a calendar. I don't have to be like on my computer or my laptop or anything like that. And I can tell you guys probably a specific day. But yeah, I told myself why I thought about this, because it's popped into my mind on and off, including right now, like I said, that that's the unavoidable part. The time it's going to take is going to take the time whether I walk or whether I record or not. So, yes, I will still be doing the walk. Just, I don't know, videos, can't really tell you. There's like it's like a chemical smell out here. And it's making my head hurt. So also, I got to thinking, what does that mean for the treadmill, right? We have plenty of time to decide how to set that room up, because now we can't set it up until after the beginning of next year, I'm gonna say month, or next year. So I like the fact that that gives us time to play with some ideas, because I did come to the realization that then there might not be a point in moving the treadmill inside the house, except I don't like recording out here. But recording once a week, I mean, that would take off some of that stress, right? If it's not one thing, it's another. When I figure out the power thing with this, or get this to going, here come the flies and stuff. So I am debating on if it's even worth putting this inside, because regardless, I would still be walking out here, and I don't like that, right? But I'm looking at how big it is, the space it will take up, and even if I were to push this up, it doesn't come up where it's like upright and you can roll it. The deck is at a slant, and so I mean, it's going to take up about the same amount of space, and I wouldn't feel like having to roll it forward just to let it back down. I would probably leave it down like this. And so that kitchen island that I got to record, I need to clean that off. You know how it is. You put something together. If you don't wipe it off again, and you only wipe it off while you're putting it together, it still has a tendency to have some type of dustiness or something to it, aside from regular cleaning, because by the time you finish putting it together, you're still drilling the screws into the holes, right? And so that stuff, that dust comes up. So I wiped it off like when we finished, but I know it's time to do it again, like to give it a nice clean. And you know, certain wood has like a distinctive smell that you could almost classify as stinky, right? And so I need to get that smell off that wood. It's not as bad as when we first finished putting it together, but I have a strong sense of smell. So I want to clean it off, get it nice and polished. I don't know if I'm going to use Pledge. I don't know if I'm going to use the orange oil. Can't remember the name of the company, but how am I going to get it to have that look? Plus I have to be careful though, because I have very, very sensitive skin, right? And so maybe it'll just be getting it to where I don't feel this dusty, or when I touch it, that I'm going to feel something on it or see something in my fingers. So it could just be a matter of cleaning it, wiping it off with a terry cloth or a microfiber cloth actually, and leaving it at that. But it is an actual kitchen island. And I thought about the fact of how many bulky items would be in that room. Am I going to keep my desk where it is now, or am I going to put it back? And if I put it back, it pretty much takes up the majority of one of the walls. And so that leaves me with 3 walls to work with, right? So yeah. And the good thing about the kitchen island is that it can roll. You guys know it has wheels. I know I haven't done a video on it yet to show you guys what it looks like. I couldn't show you guys the putting it together part because my husband put it together and he's not in any of my videos. I tell you guys that all the time. Plus, that had been a lot of pausing and stuff like that. It was kind of frustrating. It was a lot of pieces. Okay. Yes. I don't know, you guys. If I would say about 75 to 80 pieces, I wouldn't be lying. It's pretty put together, but boy, was it a hassle. And some of the instructions, you kind of have to know, like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to listen to that part of the instructions, because if I do, that'll take away the support over here. This part will fall while I'm trying to put this part together, right? So you kind of start figuring that out as you're putting it together. So you don't completely follow the instructions unless you want the thing to fall apart. And you would think it wouldn't happen, but those little dolls, I think, or dowels, or however you call them, those little wooden sticks, they're just little wooden sticks. They go in the hole, you put something on the top, you get this over here, oh, this wasn't screwed in even, or it's uneven. So this side, the little dowel comes out of the hole, right? So now the other person's trying to push while the other person's trying to drill and keep the dowel part where the two pieces are on that little stick, and they didn't make them very long, so it was a task putting this thing together. As pretty as it is, oh my gosh. And I'm excited to try the outlet. The cord, I think, was like 6 feet or something like that. So it has the 3 plugs at the top and the side, and that's what set it apart from other kitchen islands. And so I thought this would be good because I use a lot of stuff that takes power. And so to be able to plug that cord into the wall and plug whatever I'm using up right there to those outlets is a convenience, but I don't know if they work yet. I have not tested them. And I actually think there's enough space in that room for me to roll it over and test it. And I told you guys, I have just enough width to walk right in the center, but we don't walk like this unless we're doing catwalk, model walk, right? Our feet are always going to be next to each other at some point, and this treadmill is barely wide enough to do that. So, like I said, I'm finding myself trying to keep my balance. But, yes. So that's what's going on with that. That's the update. And I told you guys I would decide if I was going to start doing that. Plus, I was supposed to let you guys know if I was going to walk today. And I believe, oh yeah, I told you guys I wasn't going to have a choice. Okay, so you guys knew from yesterday that I was going to walk today. That's right. Okay, so I feel like the days are passing by so fast. They're catching up to me. We plan several things in advance, and when it comes up, you forget that that day is there. Also, I didn't check the tracking for my recording light, and so I don't know if it's going to come today or not. Like I said, at this point, I think they created a label, and they're going to wait until the day we agreed to ship it. And I started to realize that when I continued to see no tracking information, just who the carrier was. But on Amazon, it tells you who the carrier is, like who's going to deliver it, right? So that's what I'm thinking that they did. And so now there's a time frame. Hopefully it comes by because we're going to be busy again later in the month. So we'll see about that. But so far as I know, I am now starting to believe that it has not been shipped at all. Okay, so because today was supposed to be the delivery day. And when I saw that it said it was shipped, I thought that it did. And because on Amazon, the little green line, like I said yesterday and the day before, kept moving forward, I assumed that there's a chance that there's another carrier, and they're going to give it to FedEx, and then FedEx will deliver it today. And that's why FedEx is not showing anything. So there is a small possibility that that's still the case, but I doubt it. It's kind of been showing FedEx from the beginning, so we'll see. We'll find out. While I'm in the midst of doing everything else, then my doorbell or something will ring, and it'll be there, hopefully. They don't put it in the wrong spot. FedEx is usually pretty good about putting it at the right door, so it should be okay. But, yes, let's do a time check. We're 23 minutes, 25 seconds. And so, I think, okay, we'll go over like the overall feeling about my idea for the recording the one time. Overall, I think it might work. The one thing I didn't mention is, the only thing is that I'm used to recording every time I'm walking. If I don't have a topic, I tell you guys. If I come up with something random, I tell you guys, right? And then I thought, well, I wonder if there's anybody that walks each day. They might be a video or two behind, depending on when they start watching. And so I thought about that as well. But then again, I also thought about the fact that including today with this upload, there's 241 videos of just the walk and talk, right? And then still, once a week, there'll still be a video. The other thing that I did not touch on is I thought about my watch hours. Because, as you guys know, I didn't start this walk to become monetized. I didn't start my channel to become monetized. Actually, let's just not even looking at any video or any short that I've made. And actually, honestly, since I did not start the channel for that reason, I had no intentions on making any other videos. Yeah, that keyboard video, that was going to be it. And then I thought, well, if I get something that's interesting that I see is kind of like a mainstream item or whatever you want to call it, maybe I'll make a video on how to use it depending on if there's a whole bunch of other videos, or maybe I'll make a video and talk about something that I didn't see in someone else's video. So I think like the ring light, I'll give an example of that. I could be wrong, but I don't think I saw any information that stated that the ring light has different settings to where you're going to think it's broken. It'll be flashing. You soon realize that those are just different things that it can do, but it's the letters or numbers or whatever that you see on the screen. And so you start thinking it's malfunctioning, especially since it's flashing, and then you realize that is just whatever it's supposed to say when it's doing that. So it has different flash options and not just like the different panels on it. It comes with red panels, I think green, excuse me, I'm losing my voice, and blue, so that you can have a different color light. But it doesn't just dim or get brighter or have a soft light versus a warm light. So I don't remember when I made that video, the unboxing. I don't like doing unboxings, you guys know that. But when I did that unboxing, I ended up making a second video about the hidden feature because I don't remember seeing anyone else talk about it, and I didn't know about it on the first video. I thought it was malfunctioning, and it did it while my video was paused. I was like changing the angle of my camera or something like that. I can't remember why I paused. I think maybe it got stuck in a box or something happened. I paused several times throughout that unboxing video, and that's when it did it. And then I think I even stated in the video, like, of course it would do that when I wasn't recording. And at the time, I thought something was wrong. Okay, so the second video came about because, like I said, nothing actually was. So, different things like that. And then it got to be a short here or there, but it was more so like, oh wow, this is something unique, or something, you know, you don't see every day, at least that I don't see every day. And then when it came to the nail stuff, it was just, I think, like, here's a quick preview, or like those markers, right? I did a short on those, and they're supposed to glow in the dark. And then I realized you have to put them in LED or UV light, right? It says it right in the box, so I did that. So it kind of grew from there. My channel just grew from there up to currently right now. Because even that short was like maybe, what, a week, 2 weeks ago? So yeah, I did think about the fact that my watch hours, okay, so I also talked to you guys about the fact that YouTube has put, and I always feel the need to say Google, but we all know Google owns YouTube, right? Okay, so they put it where they have 2 sets of milestones. So the first milestone that you meet, instead of having to get 1,000 subscribers to be able to apply to monetize, you can get 500. But if you're approved to be monetized, you only have access to be monetized for certain things. And then the watch hours, the first milestone is 3,000 watch hours in 365 days. Like I said, I don't think your number is set back to 0, your watch hours. I just think if you don't reach that amount of watch hours in that amount of time, then I could be wrong, but I believe from my research, I was telling you guys that it starts over. Okay, so if you only made it, I believe, to let's say 500 in 365 days, if I was reading correctly, those 500 hours don't count. Like, they'll still probably be accounted for, you'll still see them, but on their end, you're pretty much back at 0. And I'm not saying that you'll see 500, they'll see 0. I'm just saying wherever it shows that you have enough watch hours to where you've met that requirement, and now, like I said, they're calling them milestones, then that will probably be like a 0 thing, right? Like it'll just know, no, you didn't reach it. And so it becomes taxing, actually the word I believe is, to care about those watch hours, right? But if you're trying to get monetized, of course you care about them. So the first milestone is 3,000, like I said, and I'm a little over 1,800, and so I was concerned. I thought, well, that's going to lower the rate that my watch hours are going up. But then I thought, well, not really, I guess, in a sense, because the content is there. It all depends on what people watch. How long do they watch it for? Are they going to watch me on my walks, or are they going to watch me on my shorts? That's in a separate category. Because now you can earn from the ads that play in between, like your short and someone else's short on the shorts page, right? So that was something else I talked about too. I did a video on that as well. But yes, so I thought come 365 days, I might not make it. It was looking like, you guys, I was getting excited. I was like, ooh, because once I hit the 3,000, I don't think I have to do it over again. It'll just keep going. Being able to earn from either ads being on your video, I think someone has to click on it. I believe they have to watch the whole thing. I think they can't skip it. So I was like, well, they would have to be pretty good with timing if they have to watch the whole ad first, and then if they have to click on it. Like, so far as I know, you're not paid just because someone watched the whole ad on your video. I believe they have to click on it. Okay, but it has to play all the way. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how it works for the videos. And then for the ads in between, for shorts, I don't know if it works the same way, but you still have to meet all the regular requirements for that to be able to be monetized in that way. So I don't know if, because you've already applied to be monetized, if you reach your first milestone, 500 subscribers, 3,000 watch hours, or I believe it's the shorts feeds, I can't remember, but it's a lot you have to get in 90 days. Okay, so I think regularly it's 10 million views or something like that. I believe, I could be wrong. And then I think the first milestone has been cut down. I don't know if it's 3 million, I can't remember. I just know whatever it was, it's still there if you want to have full access to all the monetization options, right? But since they made a milestone, basically I'll call it a milestone 1 and a milestone 2, then I can't remember what the first milestone is. I just know it's less than what it normally was if there was only, hey, you either reach this or you don't, right? So, yeah, I talked to you guys about that too. I made a video about that as well. And then my shorts views have been going up. The count has dropped drastically. So I don't know what's going on, if there's a separate algorithm for shorts, but I should be over 30,000. I should be at least 35,000, 36 views. And no matter how many views my shorts get, like when I make them, the most recent highest one was like 1,332 views, and my views went down in the studio. I've dropped all the way from in the 30,000s all the way down to like 4.3 thousand. And it's continuing to drop, even though my views were going up. So I don't know why that is. I had a few theories that I talked to you guys about. But yes, the overall effect on my channel, I thought might change so far as the watch hours. Except for I thought, no, the content's there. It's all based on if someone watches. Okay, so the other milestone that they added in was that you have to upload 3 videos in 90 days. Well, I thought, what about that? And I thought, think about what you said. Look at what you're reading, because I was sitting in front of the computer yesterday, And I was like, oh yeah, that's fine, because I mean, if I record once a week for my walk, that's still 4, maybe 5 videos in a month. And they give you 90 days to do 3 videos. And that milestone has been met. The blue line is already completed. So far as I know, I don't have to meet that requirement again. Okay, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. Okay, so to play it safe, if you reach your first milestone of subscribers, or even if you're at the second milestone, which is 1,000, then let's say your watch hours, you know, you've reached your 3,000 and you're working on getting to the 4,000, and you haven't made a video and it's coming up on 90 days and you've only made 2, I would advise you, like I said, take my advice or not, to go ahead and make another video. Only because I don't know what happens if you don't make 3 videos in 90 days. I don't remember if I read any information on if you have to meet the milestone again. Like if it's gonna drop down and not be completely solid blue all the way across. And I really was thinking, even if it would, I wouldn't have to worry about that because I record every day. But I still don't have to worry about it, right? Because I'll have somewhere in between 12 to 15 videos every 90 days. But yes, and then I thought, overall that takes away, when I'm not recording, of the stress of what happens. Because if this thing stops, I have to get it to start back so that I can continue to record the walk, right? And then if it, let's say if it won't stop, like I get to the end, right? We're getting close to 40 minutes. And you guys know sometimes the treadmill doesn't want to stop. And one time I was walking at 2, or a little bit faster, I think. And so I had to step off of it with it moving. That's not as much of a big of a problem as if I have to get it to start working again just to finish the video. So overall, my thoughts on that is the stress of that won't be completely gone, but it will just cut down on it. So yeah, and I think it's just, it'll be easier. Now, my record keeping, I forgot to talk about that. Okay, so the record keeping, I have to be like really super on point, right? You guys know I have the notebook. You know, even if I don't feel like writing what I talked about that day, like if I don't need to read the notes out here, I'll put like C description box. And I thought that would save paper, it'll save ink, it'll save time. And to only write something, like I said, if I have to read it out here. So that helped. I was trying to condense this down to take the least amount of time as possible, considering the 40 minutes to walk. And so I thought, I'm really going to have to keep track. I'll probably still put what day it is, the date, skip a line, and put that day. Because I thought, well, no, just go back and look. And I said, no. That's going to make me have to look back too much at the calendar. So if I do that, then even in the notes, I can put, you know, video day, right? And then have it out here. Like I said, my notebook might be out here a little more. And then I can read off. Okay, this day to this day passed by. Today is this day, right? Like I normally do. And just go from there. So my record keeping is going to have to be more on point than what it is now. And so I thought, that's fine. That just takes a couple of seconds to write that down. So I think that part will work out well. And then I only have to worry about bringing it out here once a week, right? So in a sense, depending on how often I would have brought it out here, actually I can't say if it's going to be more. It might be less. So yeah, because sometimes I don't need to have my notebook to remember my topics. So I thought, overall, I would have to say it's a good thing, so long as I keep walking. Now, I'll tell you about this really quick because we're almost to 40 minutes. I did think if I were to record little clips, I thought, well, I'm up here, so how would I do that? I have to find it. I think it's with my bag of stuff for the ring light, but I do have a remote that I could try to use. I wanted to have like a mirror set up so that I can see the fact that it's recording. I would have to have it over there, right? The other thing I thought about was not recording in airplane mode, and maybe, I think there's a setting where you can hear it. Either you can hear it start recording, or I believe you can hear it count down to when it's going to start. I don't think that it does that just for pictures. I think it does that also for recording a video. And then if I hear the noise, I'll know that it started. And then the only thing is I don't think you can voice stop. Okay, so if you know of a camera app where you can do both, let me know. But that might be the other thing. So the remote might be a good idea with the mirror, because the only way I would be able to know is, I think, maybe if the remote lit up when I push the button, right? But I did think about that. Right now I have to be able to stop it as well. And it would be just like clips. And so that will probably get added to the beginning of the video for the recording date for once a week. Then again, that's adding something else in. And thinking about it, that probably would make me want to go back to just recording every day. So I may not do that. One, I gotta figure out how. Two, I gotta figure out where to put the mirror. Three, I have to make sure that the remote's charged up. So adding in those things adds in more time to do this, when it's just easier for me to come out here and walk and say, oh no, wait, it's the 7th day, set up everything. So I might just stick to that. But we're at 41 minutes and 49 seconds. I'm probably going to forget that we have credit. We're coming up on 2 minutes. We're at 1.03 for distance, 110 calories. And we just hit 42 minutes even. So if I remember, I will give us the 2-minute credit. And then, like I said, I will decide if I'm going to record again on the 7th or the 8th. And then I will know for sure if I'm going to start doing the one video a week. And I kind of wish I had thought about this on the 1st, because I could have did the 1st, the 7th, the 14th. You guys get where I'm going. I could just added the 7 days, and mentally speaking, I would have remembered, right? Because it would be the same days every single month. Except for, I did think about the fact, well, let me think. If we go the 1st, the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, almost forgot the 21st, and then the 28th, and then I thought, okay, you guys see the issue right there? The next 7 days later would be 7 days from the 28th, right? So it's going to end up changing anyway. So I was like, no, it won't matter when you start to do just one video a week. You're not going to be recording on the same days every single month. Okay, so I thought I'll just take that stress away, because it's not going to happen like that anyway. Once you get to the end of the month, what's the next 7th day, right? And I believe we're coming up on a leap year. I think that coming up this February, I thought it was 2025, but I think I'm wrong. I believe 2024 is leap year. So we'll see when we get to February. We still have some time. We still have some months, right? 4 months, something like that. But anyway, okay, so that is it for today. Like I said, yay, either way it goes. I'm already accounted for the next couple of days for a video anyway, and also for a walk. So I will see you guys on the 7th or the 8th, and I'll tell you guys, like I said, about the show and stuff like that, and where we stayed, and then, you know, if we have like something special to eat or whatever, some type of wine or champagne we tried or whatever. And then I might have a couple of shorts that I made along the way that I'll share later. Okay, so usually I can like upload those first. I already have them edited and ready to go. I just pick like when I want them to come out. I don't do that whole scheduling and stuff like that. I don't really think I want to start doing that, to try and schedule it to just upload at a certain time or, you know, date. Like I said, that's adding more into this, and I'm trying to take more out, but stay as consistent as possible. And the walk is the most important thing, right? So yeah, but you guys stay safe. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And then also, we'll see. We'll see if my sign is here or not. And then I'm still brainstorming on the video for that. How will I show it? Okay, where am I going to hang it to show it, right? And then lighting. Where I'm thinking there's a skylight there, and we are, I don't know, let's see, this is October. Let me think. I'm trying to think if we're still kind of somewhat in monsoon season, or these like storms are passing through. Sometimes they go around us, sometimes they don't, sometimes we get hit. And so the lighting, I'm thinking. So yeah, I'll see. I'll pick a designated spot and then maybe go from there. And then just hope that it doesn't fall while I'm recording, or it doesn't fall at all, right? I still haven't really figured out what to do about the fact that I'm going to be nervous with it hanging on that door, except for having some hooks that can take the weight. Okay, so yes, just the hanging part alone, before I even decide to record, is something I need to have intact before I start that phone rolling with the footage. Okay, so yes, my mind is still working on that. I'll have it all figured out by then. But you guys, like I said, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.